So, this is you. If you're watching this, you're probably a human and likely alive, and that means blood cells run up and down your body. You see, people as a species have been fascinated with the study of blood, hematology, for hundreds of years. It is a category of science that dates back to ancient Egypt, but it was not, however, until modern times that the study of blood evolved scientifically into a solid, formidable state. Officially, Ibn al-Nafi was the first to understand human blood circulation. This dates back as far as the 13th century, research that today we certainly cannot take in vain. You see, his research, and research such as his, led to the very first blood transfusions, the transfer of blood from one person into another. These transfusions had very mixed results, with the first 10 human blood transfusions initiated by Dr. Philip Singh Physique in 1795, only maintaining a 50% success rate. Why, you might ask? Why the extreme differences in results? How come some people would make a full, healthy recovery while others would experience severe blood clotting and congelation of the blood that often led to their death? Well, Dr. Karl Landsteiner asked these same questions in the early 1900s. Landsteiner published in 1901 the results after he tested all of his office staff by drawing their blood and mixing it together. Sounds like a very nice employer. Well, as it turns out, he was quite the boss, and he quickly discovered that blood clumping was an immune system reaction which occurred when the mixing bloods had antibodies built up against one another. This led him to understand that not all human blood was the same. It was the antigens in and on the surface of blood cells, he realized, that determine the different types of blood in the human body. Essentially, when a foreign antigen is detected during a transfusion, the human immune system releases antibodies that will destroy the foreign substance and result in subsequent clotting and congelation that is ironically very harmful. From this, Landsteiner discovered the ABO blood grouping system, a discovery which won him a Nobel Prize in 1930. The ABO system can be broken down into 4 categories of blood. Blood group A maintains A antigens on the surface of red blood cells, B antibodies in your blood plasma. Blood group B maintains B antigens on the surface of your red blood cells, and you guessed it, A antibodies in your blood plasma. Blood group AB maintains both A and B antigens on the surface of your red blood cells, and no A or B antibodies in all of your blood plasma. And finally, blood group O maintains neither A or B antigens on the surface of your red blood cells, but has both A and B antibodies in your blood plasma. All blood types are unique, as they may be transfused universally amongst all blood types. Just 10 years later, in 1940, Landsteiner made another discovery in the Rh blood group. He was assisted by his colleague, Alexander Wiener. Now, if my editor Armon would just take a second to stop laughing, we can realize that Wiener was essential in the discovery of the Rh system, which is often considered to be the most genetically complex blood group system due to the involvement of over 40 antigens on the surface of the red blood cells. The pair used rhesus monkeys as test subjects to develop an anti-serum which could test if one was Rh positive or Rh negative. This serum contained Rh antibodies, and when said antibodies were mixed with the corresponding antigen, it would result in an agglutination, a clumping of cells and bacteria. Therefore, when the tests were committed, blood containing the Rh antigens would clump together. Look at pregnancy as a prime example of the importance of Rh testing. In 1939, before Rh testing, a woman had a severe transfusion reaction when she was transfused with blood from her husband following delivery of a stillborn baby. Despite having the same ABO blood group, she experienced agglutination of red blood cells, and this caused scientists to question why. Presently, this has resulted in many pregnant women choosing to take Rh blood tests. The primary concern here is what is called Rh incompatibility, which is a result of the Rh sensitization and occurs when any amount of Rh positive blood crosses the placenta into the mother's system. This occurs most regularly during labor when the mother is Rh negative and her fetus is Rh positive. If the mother's blood comes into contact with blood from the Rh positive fetus, the mother will produce antibodies attacking the fetal red blood cells. When the fetal red blood cells are attacked by the mother's Rh antibodies, hemolysis, the rupturing of blood cells, can occur. Hemolysis will result in the fetal red blood cell releasing cytoplasm into the blood plasma. Hemolysis causes hemolytic disease of the newborn, a disease that can be absolutely fatal as it can result in an infant being born swollen, having enlarged organs, or experiencing anemia due to lack of oxygen in the blood. In extreme cases immediately following birth, a transfusion is the only way to save these children's lives. You see, that would be impossible without the work laid down by Landsteiner 100 years ago.
Created using Powtoon.